Hello and welcome to Chanakyaa English for our Pandey politics. Subramanya, Skanda, Kandar, Kartikeya are all some of the names of Tamil Kadavul or Tamil god Muruga, the second son of Shiva and Parvati. In Tamil old scriptures, poems, songs, there are mentions of this Aru Padai Veedu, which is 6 auspicious places of Muruga. And the first auspicious place is Tiruparankundram. And Tirupparamkunram is the burning topic in Tamil Nadu as of today. So let's welcome Mr. Rangaraj Pandey to dig in deeper into this topic. Welcome, sir. So, sir, to start off, what is the triggering point for this issue? I mean, we have the dargah, we have the temple.
Tirupparamkunram is a hill near Madurai. It's an ancient city. Of course, it is an ancient hill also. So there, as you rightly mentioned, we have a temple of Lord Subramanya, first of Arupadai Veedu. Everyone accepts, nobody is disputing that is called Tirupparamkunram. That itself, the name itself, denotes it's a hill of Paramashiva. Param Kundram. Kundram means hill, Thiru for a respect one, and Param means Paramashiva. So in the mountain, in the lower level, we have Murugan temple, and in the hill itself, we have a Shiva temple. So both temples are there. So that temple as well as the hill belongs to Muruga and Shiva, which is completely known to everyone. Nobody is disputing it. Later years, you can say around 300 or 400 years back, one called Sikandar, who was ruling Madurai for a short period. So his dargah is there. You might be aware the difference between dargah and masjid. Masjid is a prayer place where you worship. Dargah is a place where the ancient people buried there, and they used to pray them. They used to worship them. Now we know that there is one thing called Wahhabism, which denies and not agree with the dargah system at all. Dargah is available, the dargah system is available only in Southeast Asian states, Asian countries. So only here you cannot see a dargah in Europe or even Arab countries, you cannot see that. Because in the fundamentals of Islam, it does not accept. It is Indian tradition where we used to worship our ancient
gurus or somebody
elders, gurus, everyone. So in that culture, Islam also carried away through all those things. So now even in Islam itself, few people are against the dargah system. So this is the story behind that. When the dargah as well as the temple are coexisting more than 400-500 years. The temple is existing there for more than 1,000 years. We don't know how many years, more than 1,000 years. At least the dargah is also existing there for 300-400 years. So it were coexisting in the British period, in the Mughal period, even now. So now when the few of Islamists started giving animal sacrifice in that dargah, there started the dispute, because when in the same vicinity, same place, in the same hill, both Hindu and Islamic worshipping place is there, there is all chances of some trigger point and dispute. Likewise, it happened. In Tamil Nadu, we used to have the Deepam festival in Kartiga month. In the Tamil month of Kartiga, it belongs to Muruga, Lord Muruga. So on that Kartiga month, in Tamil Nadu, we used to light the Jyoti, the Deepam, the lightening the hill. But at least for 30 years, now we don't do that. Even though there is a court order, in Chennai High Court court order in favoring the Hindu ritual, which encourages, which appreciates that you can continue with the lightening the Kartiga Deepam. But till now, no government, including that HRNC department, which has to be the custodian of Hindu temples, they are not taken any initiative. It is not done even now.
And this is very specific to Tirupparamkunram.
Particularly, yes. Of course, all the hills, all the Murugan temples will have that lightening in Kartiga Deepam. But particularly, it is not happening in Tirupparamkunram. Even after a court order, right from 1994, it is not happening. Previously, it was happening for long years. Then the dispute started of animal sacrificing in the hill area itself. You might be understand that Hinduism is not against animal sacrificing.
Correct.
Lot of temples in North India, in South India, we used to have animal sacrifices in the temple premises itself. But there are few temples which never go for animal sacrifice and all. All of the Vaishnavites, most of the Saivites temple, all of the Vaishnavites and most of the Saivites temple also. But some we used to call the Grama Devata, no? Sodale
Village
Madan,
gods.
all the those are village gods. We used to sacrifice animal for them. So because it is first of Arubadai Veedu and Lord Muruga, it is a Saivite temple, denotified temple. So there is no practice of animal sacrifice for long years. And in Tamil we used to call Kundrirukkum Idamellam Kumaranirukkum Idam. Means the whole, wherever you see a mountain or hill, it's a place of Lord Muruga. That is how our Tamil scriptures notes. So the whole mountain belongs to Tirupparamkunram, the Lord Shiva and Lord Muruga. That is the understanding. Some point of time the dargah happened there. Okay, no issues. We are not against that. So no one should be against that. It is happening. They happen, and it is there for long 405 days. Now the dispute is not moving the dargah. Mr. H. Raja, the tallest BJP leader in Tamil Nadu, he is demanding to move the dargah. But people like me, the journalist who is observing the Tamil Nadu and all other states politically and socially, I don't think it will be a wise idea to shift the dargah. You might be understand again the difference between dargah and masjid.
But there is a mosque also along with the dargah.
That is where I am coming. There is a difference between dargah and masjid. Dargah is about the samadhi of a particular person.
Correct.
So removing that, relocating that will have sentimental reasons.
Doesn't make sense.
Masjid is a place of worship. You might be seen, Muslim people used to have prayers in road too. In malls, in theaters, in airports, in everywhere. So they never worry about the place. They worry about the direction. In India, they used to see towards west, they used to pray. So they are specific on the direction, not about the place.
Correct.
So changing the mosque is not a problem. That is why they magnanimously gave up the Babri Masjid. So Babri Masjid is a place of worship. So place of worship can be shifted anywhere. But dargah, they might have a sentimental reasons because somebody's body is there. So that is not the sentiment is. So now the dispute is only about animal sacrifice. We might have stories of animal sacrificing happening there in previous early days and all. But now when disputes are there can be a give and take policy. You have to give up something, they have to give up. They may call that whole mountain is belong to Muruga. So we will not allow that. They may say that we used to have our food with non-vegetarian, with animal sacrifice, and this is our culture, this is our spiritual part. So we have to continue that. Them also. So now both of them can come to an understanding that Hindus can be magnanimous on accepting the dargah there. Because they were coexisting for more than 5 years. And Muslim people can be magnanimous by not having the animal sacrifices there, but keeping the prayers and the mosque and dargah, everything, continuing, they can as everybody was doing that. So that could be the amicable solution where both parties will have the win-win solution.
So two things, sir. One is when you say Kundram, right? I mean the hill, every hill Muruga resides. When you say a statement like that, for somebody from other religion, wouldn't it be intimidating as though that you're saying...
That is what our belief is, but we are not claiming it. Actually, all the mountains and rivers and natural resources belong to the country, not to the any. That is what the constitution says. Any natural resource, even beneath your house, if you get some lot of golds and all, you cannot claim it. It might be beneath your house. You might have patta, chitta, everything, but that is not yours. That will be for the country. Correct. So that is the real. So if the mountain or rivers belongs to Hinduism or Islamism or Christian, nothing, everything is belong to the country. That is what the constitution says. But this is a belief It's a belief of everyone. So, and we are aware that in that particular hill, the Murugan temple and Shiva temple is there for 1,000 years.
Right.
So that's the idea. And that is why I say we should not dispute the existing of Dargah Masjid.
So this place has been coexisting peacefully for so many years, right? There's also that Jain caves there.
Yes.
There, I believe there are churches there as well.
No, I don't. I think
someone mentioned there's a church there. Okay, but okay, so let's take out the church, but the Jain caves, the dargah, and these temples, and I think there's 5 temples really, right? So all these are coexisting peacefully. So there are some claims that in the dargah, these animal slaughtering was happening even in the past. And to prove that...
I already told you, it might be a practice and it might be happened there in previous days. No dispute, and we are not saying that it never happened, it should not happen. It might happen. That's what I'm saying. The Hindus may be magnanimous on accepting the dargah to exist there.
But the acceptance of dargah is already there. We are not doing something new.
That is what
right?
I am saying. That is what I am saying. And the Muslim people can be magnanimous on giving up the animal sacrifice.
But we are making them do something new there, right? That's
No.
the point. Here, this is something we have been doing for ages.
See, both is disputed points. You have to understand that. These people are saying that Sikandar Dargah is located in some nearby Simakal or somewhere else. Their papers are showing that. And the Tirupparamkunram, the mountain itself named as Sikandar mountain in some other papers in government also. There is a dispute for the mountain, for the dargah, for animals. Everything is disputed. That is what everybody is having their own papers. Right?
Okay.
Even in the government documents, somewhere it is mentioned Sikandar mountain, somewhere it's mentioned Tirupparamkunram mountain. But we all know for years that it is a Tirupparamkunram mountain. So my point is, both sides can give up some few things which will make everyone amicable, which will give an amicable solution to everyone.
Okay, let me ask you this way. So, if I've been following this religion for generations, right? So, I go to the dargah for ear piercing, tonsures, and we also do this animal slaughtering there as a offering, right? So, when I'm doing this routine...
I'm getting it. That's why I said earlier, in Islam itself, there is a huge group, huge sect which never accepted dargah system at all. They call it a shirk. So that nobody should be equal for Allah, the ultimate God. So they don't. That's why I said in Europe countries or in Arab countries you cannot see even a single dargah. There will be, we will have 1,000 mosques, no dargahs. It is an Indian system. It means it's a Hindu system, colored in a different way, named in a different way as a dargah. There is no dargah at all anywhere you can see. Other than the South Asian countries, you cannot see anywhere else. So people are, even in Islam, people are against that. And sacrificing animal in front of the temple, that also a practice of Hindu origin. Have you ever seen sacrificing animals in front of a mosque in Europe countries, in Arab countries? Can you imagine? They will have on their own house, their own premises. There will be a lot of animal sacrifices. Kurbani, they used to call it Kurbani. So they used to call Kanduri. They used to do that in front of their own houses, their own premises, not in front of a mosque or a dargah. Because the mosque and dargah are a replicate of temples. So temples are Hindu praying places. Mosques are Muslim praying places. So in front of mosque, there is no system to have the sacrifices.
I'm trying to look at this, looking at this further than a religion. It is a practice. And trying to tell you, even so, you're saying this is there in Hindu too, which I agree. In which case, if we go tell a Hindu person, don't do this.
We need an amicable society, an amicable solution for all the problems. All Indian, your ancestors, my ancestors used to have child marriage. Your grandfather, my grandfather would have married on the age of 13, 15. Now it is a crime.
Correct.
So there was no single word in Hindu and Indian epics and all of divorce. You cannot find a word for a divorce in our ancient system. There was no such word at all. So there was no talk about even remarriage also. One person marrying many women, one woman marrying many men, that was there in our system. But Hindu, no Indian culture, right? But there was no divorce, there was no remarriage.
Yes.
Now it is there or not? Is there any child marriage now?
No.
So we may have lot of practices. I am talking about both sects, not about Hindu or not about Muslim. That is why I say you may think that in a mountain no dargah should be there. They may say that we cannot give up our practice. I say you be magnanimous here, you be magnanimous there. We let us live together. We can exist. Both can coexist. That is what my idea is. And you can have that same animal sacrifices in your premises. I spoke to one top Muslim leader and politician, active politician also. He said some of our people. So normally we don't sacrifice in front of, he said, normally we don't have animal sacrifice in front of the mosque or dargah. Somebody might have the sentiment reason, somebody, no, but it is not a practice in our system. But somebody in our side created some rumor that now people are agitating against us to not even to eat non-vegetarian in their premises. So now they got the Muslims got agitated that you are, once you talked about you agitated about animal sacrifice, now you started talking about even eating non-veg, then you will say that you will remove the dargah and also you will come to that side. So we want to agitate, we want to oppose that point. That is what they say. So having non-vegetarian food, that is what they demand. They are also not particularly demanding animal sacrifices. When it was disputed, they also said it's our right. So actually, if you say that, okay, if the government or collector comes to a conclusion that let us not have animal sacrifices in front of that, in the hill, you can have it nearby there. No, nobody is objecting because you can see a lot of butcher shops, what do you call it? Butcher shops there. Butcher shops, a lot of there, everybody is there. So every 100 feet you can see one shop there. So it is not a problem. So even Hindus are not, Hindus also, there is a huge sector of people are non-vegetarians. Almost 60-70% of Hindus are non-vegetarians. So they are not against all those things. Where we have to do, where we have not. As I said, even in Hindu temples, we used to have animal sacrifices, but only in particular temples, not in all of them. So that is what the request is.
That makes sense because I think structurally the way it is, the temple is there and then the dargah is above it. So, you know, if you're having sacrifices there, it might impact.
For sentimental reasons.
Correct. So the location of where they do it might be compromised, yes. So, but the other thing I wanted to bring up was you talked about Ayodhya. Right, so there are politicians, I think, who are trying to make this a big scene, and they are trying to say this incident, they are trying to make it as Ayodhya. They are trying to, is it even close to Ayodhya?
Jnanvapi and Ayodhya are entirely different cases, both of them. Even Jnanvapi and Ayodhya are different cases. Tirupparamkunram is entirely different case. In Jnanvapi, there was a temple. Then mosque was built upon that. Everybody accepts, ASA accepts, nobody disputing. Now there is no temple, some small sort of prayers is going on, one pujari is going there. There is now, people are not allowed for public worships and all. So mosque is also there. There starts the dispute and all. That's an entirely different case. The mosque is existing. In Ayodhya case, it's entirely different. As I said, you can change the worshipping place, mosque. You cannot change a birthplace.
Birth or death, you cannot.
You cannot change a birthplace. If someone asks where you born, so you have to mention one particular. And we all aware, even that Babri Masjid used to be called in records as Janmastan Masjid. Janmastan Masjid. Janmastan means Janam Bhumi.
Correct.
The place of birth. Place of birth of whom?
Ram.
Lord Rama. So the Hindus were requesting. All along, they were fighting, they were requesting, the dispute was more than 500 years. The court judicial process itself for more than 150 years, even right from British period. So they were particular about that particular place. Not about any other. So even now, RSS Sarsang Chalak Sri Mohan Babuji clearly says, you should not go and decon each and every mosque to find out some temple. Most of the mosques or few of the mosques might be done like that. But that is not your problem. You need not to go for every temple, every mosque, every church. Okay, but this particular place is birthplace of Rama. So they were particular about it. Here, it is not in the case. Here, it is a dargah of some ruler of Islamist 300-400 years back. And they themselves is having a difference of opinion about two opinions about dargah itself. And changing the mosque is not never been a challenge there. Now you can see all the ECR, OMR and highways, you can see lot of mosques and prayer places for the Muslim people. So they are comfort with any places. So only it is about animal sacrificing on the hill. That's it. Other than there is no issue, and you cannot compare this issue with Ayodhya.
So one other thing I wanted to, I think you have clearly mentioned it, but so the hill, entire hill belongs to the Devasthanam, right? The Murugan
Technically, 50 cents or 500 cents, that's belong to the dargah.
Okay.
So on government records, they are having one place on the hill itself, one place called Nellithopu, and a few steps and a few trees and one mosque and one dargah, which around, I'm confused, it is about whether 50 cents or 500 cents. Some area is there, categorically given patta, and it is belongs to, even though the hill is belongs to Tirupparamkunram and Lord Shivan, that particular place is owned by Waqf.
So since this place has been peacefully living for so long, hopefully it will end peacefully as well.
If the politicians and government is seriously willing, they can find a solution matter of a minute.
Okay. So the next topic is about the results that's going on here in Delhi right now. So BJP has won. It's a big sweep after almost 10 years. And
big sweep as per the numbers.
Correct.
But not at the vote percentage. They have to be, the political analysts should be very careful on that. When I saw the difference between Aam Aadmi and BJP was 2.5%. The seat is more than 2.5 times. The seat they secured, Aam Aadmi Party around 22 and BJP secured more than 48, around 48. So it's more than 2.5 times.
Correct.
But whereas the vote share is difference is less than 3%.
In spite of all the scams and all that.
And Congress got more than 6.5%. Just imagine what would have happened if Congress and Aam Aadmi Party got allied. So, and it is not that 43 plus 6 is 49, so it's 3% more than BJP. No, some vote percent may be complementary also. Some vote percent may be contradictory also. So, they may lose, they may gain, anything could happen. But the thing is, BJP, certainly it's a point of celebration, no doubt. They have done a great job. They have rose up to a huge height. They were around 20-25%. Now they got up to 46%, means gaining 20% votes in a single election. It's not a joke. It's a huge growth. But Aam Aadmi Party is not wiped out. That's the message. They have 22 MLAs now. They have 43% of people support now. So only the next 5 years governance of BJP will fix its growth or fall. So you cannot claim that once for all Congress is nowhere. For continuous 3 elections they have marked 0. So Congress is wiped out, as well as in this election Aam Aadmi is wiped out. So wiped out and we can be there for a long. No, it is not the case. Only that the difference is only less than 3%. So of course, I'm not saying that BJP should not celebrate. It's a celebrate moment.
No, but you're right. It's a big deal. I mean,
no doubt that there is a lot of points to celebrate. It's a huge growth, huge victory after 27 years. So everything is in favor of them. But they should not underestimate Aam Aadmi Party yet.
Because after all that scam, being jailed, everything, Kejriwal is able to pull this back up.
Because they secured huge numbers. Previously, out of 70, they were having 67. Out of 70, they were having 60. So there was huge numbers. Even after that, they lost 40 seats. Means from 60 to 40 is a huge fall. But vote share has not fallen that much. So if you want to keep on grow the BJP and get the votes out of Aam Aadmi, you have to work hard. Correct. Not only towards election, but also towards next election. Till the next 5 years, they have to work hard.
And Delhi has a lot of problems, so hopefully they'll be able to fix it really. Erode by-elections, I think there was no surprise there because we always see that whichever is the
two things
ruling
we have
party.
to understand about Erode by-election. One, the ADMK and BJP lost their chance. They should have contested, it's my personal opinion. and show their strength, and that will encourage the cadres, party workers, office bearers to prepare and work and get ready for themselves for the 26 general elections. They boycotted this election. So NTK of Mr. Seeman is contesting there. So I think they secured the deposit. Previously, their average vote share was 8% in general elections, even in 2024 parliament elections. Now they might have got more than that. If I am not wrong, they may secure around, because still the counting is going on. So they might get secure around 10 to 12%, obviously. So they can claim, whether it's a fact or not, they can claim. Of course, we can understand that it is not only NTK vote. Some of ADMK vote, some of BJP vote, and all those who don't want DMK, all those such votes could have went to them, and which may not turn out in favor of them in 2026. But as of now, obviously, as BJP is claiming the victory in Delhi within just 3% of difference, they will say that it's a sweep. So we can see that all the rallies and all celebrations and all, it's obvious, and there is nothing wrong in it. Same case, Mr. Seeman also has a tall claim that we are the number 2 party here.
Yes.
We had the guts to face DMK.
Yes.
They will say that the number 2 party, ADMK, or so-called ruling party in Delhi, BJP, they were not having the guts to face DMK. We were fighting all alone, and all the 4 major elections and more than 7-8 by-elections, they contested alone.
Correct.
And they got recognition of Election Commission on their own. Even after changing the symbol, I think they have changed the symbol as a 3rd time. Probably the first time they were having the candle, the second time they were having the farmer, now they are having the mic. So one party changing their symbols in three times and contesting 4 elections and consistently growing their numbers from 1.5% to 8.8%. It's not an easy game. They are growing very steadily. And obvious victory of DMK, they are ruling party. Their alliance is huge, very stronger. They are having more than 40% of vote on their bank. So and even now there is no dispute in alliances also. So the victory is not a surprise. And that this result gives a huge confidence to NTK to face the election.
Correct.
I don't think the cadres and office bearers of ADMK and BJP will have the same courage in 2026 election, because they are not facing the election. When you are in a game, you should be inside the ring. No, if you are outside the ring, means you are just a spectator, not a participant. No.
Correct. Okay, and practice makes you perfect too. So the more you start doing all that. The last question I had about was US President Donald Trump. He started deporting a lot of Indians back to India, and I think his goal is 18,000.
Now the media, most of the media and left-wing ideology people started blaming Indian government as well as the US government on the way the Indians are treated there. For us, they are Indians. So we have a close blood connect that how you can deal my own brothers like this. But we have to understand one thing, that they wanted to throw the citizenship of India.
Correct.
The same people wanted to throw the citizenship of India. They wanted to call this as motherland, and they want to own the America as their land. So that is what their intention, that is why they went there. They not went for job. They have not went there for job. They went with all humiliation, you can say, humility, you can say that they ditched their country and they went there. So I'm talking only about the citizenship. So I'm not saying all the NRIs are in that way. So you can go there and work there. You can have visa and NRI. When you become a citizen in a moral way, it is your right. So I am not here to blame or criticize. That could be seen as my jealous that I am unable to move on to any other country, sitting in Mambalam and blaming all this. It is not. You went in an illegal way.
Yes.
You went in illegal. We have to understand that it's an illegal practice. In India, we are having, my fear is not less than 1 lakh Bangladeshis here, staying illegally. 1 lakh Bangladeshis. It makes huge difference in your population, in your demography, in your language, all sort of things. You just imagine where their loyalty will be towards India or Bangladesh. And when you want the Bangladeshis to go back and you want Indians to be retained there. The Trump government is not against Natella. It is not against Sundar Pichai. It is not about the migrants legally switched there. And of course, you might be aware, most of the office bearers, including the FBI director, all from Indian origin. Most of their judges, their legal fraternities and law MPs, many people are there from Indian origin. So he is not against, and you know that Vivek Ramaswamy, he was in his team. Yes. So he is not against India, he is not against Indians. He is against illegal migrants.
Correct. And I think he's very consistent with everybody, not just Indians.
Yeah, we have to be very clear. Of course, we might have some reservations on how they were dealt with handcuffs and so that could be avoided, and that's a small thing which we can deal in person, and I think next time it will not happen in that way. Certainly they are going to deport. That is no other way. That they are very clear. It was a poll promise of Mr. Trump. So obviously he will insist on that. He will try that and he will do that. We can say some to show some dignity and all those things when dealing with them.
So this is not going to be really much of a effect between Modi's and Trump's
The deportation is not happening for the first time in Indian history.
Correct.
It is happening all the years. Mr. Jaishankar, our External Affairs Minister, has categorically given the data in the Parliament year by year, including Congress period.
And actually there has been a lot of news that within India, right, I think all these institutions that give you visas to go abroad, there is a lot of fake documents they create too. So somewhere we have to do our due diligence to clean that up.
Yeah, of course we have to strengthen that. Now, just now I come across a news, and there is an institution to rate the passports of every other country. Singapore passport stands first in the globe. With Singapore passport, you can enter into 193 countries without visa. Yeah. America stands in the 9th place. We are in the 80th place. Not 8th, we are in the 80th place. We are a huge country.
Yes.
140 crore people. So it's a complicated practice. It's not that easy one. Singapore is almost a city.
It's not very even tiny,
it's a city, not even a country. No? So it's easy for them, but thing is, we have to strengthen our practice of issuing passport and all. Citizenship should be very, very, very stringent and deal in a proper way that anybody who is holding the Indian passport, that can be vouched by Indian government itself. You need not to worry about that. So we have scrutinized him thoroughly. You need not to worry about his character, his birth, his caste, religion, color, whatever you need. If he is possessing an Indian passport, just go away. No, it's news. That type of thing we should move on, and of course the practices should be very strengthening more.
So hopefully in the next couple of years we'll get there. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thanks, madam. Thanks.
Thank you for watching Chanakyaa English. Stay tuned for more such discussions.